Armies march on their stomachs. This phrase, though simple, has echoed through centuries of military history. No matter how brave or skilled, soldiers cannot fight on empty stomachs. From the Roman legions crossing Europe to World War II, troops trudging through mud and snow, food has always been a silent but crucial weapon. This old saying explains a simple truth: soldiers need food to fight. Without regular meals, even the strongest warriors lose their edge. Food is as important as weapons or ammunition on the battlefield. A hungry soldier is a weak soldier. Hunger drains energy, slows reaction times, and makes it hard to think clearly. Exhaustion sets in quickly when there's nothing to eat. He can't focus on battle if his stomach is empty. Hunger distracts the mind and weakens the body, making it nearly impossible to carry out orders or defend against the enemy. Throughout history, feeding armies has been a huge challenge. Supplying thousands of men with enough food required careful planning, huge amounts of resources, and creative solutions. Before battles, generals carefully planned how to get food to their soldiers. They mapped out supply routes, organized wagon trains, and even built special kitchens to keep their troops fed. They knew that a well-fed army had a better chance of winning. Soldiers with full stomachs could march farther, fight harder, and recover faster from wounds or illness. Food wasn't just about keeping soldiers alive. Nutritious meals helped them stay strong, healthy, and ready for the next challenge. It also affected their morale. Sharing a hot meal brought comfort, built camaraderie, and reminded soldiers of home, even in the harshest conditions. A tasty meal could boost their spirits and make them fight harder. In the end, food was often the difference between victory and defeat on the battlefield. Before modern inventions, feeding an army was much harder. Soldiers often carried their own food. They packed basic supplies like dried meat, bread, and cheese. These foods could last a long time without going bad. Sometimes, armies would steal food from the local area. This was called foraging. But foraging wasn't always reliable. If an army was in enemy territory, finding food could be difficult and dangerous. Keeping food fresh was a huge problem for armies. Without refrigeration, food would quickly rot. This led to diseases that could weaken or even kill soldiers. Imagine trying to fight a battle with a terrible stomach ache. Armies needed a way to preserve food for longer periods. They experimented with different methods like salting, smoking, and drying. But these methods couldn't preserve all types of food, and the results weren't always appetizing. In the 18th century, a remarkable transformation began to unfold in the way people stored and transported food. Before this era, armies and travelers relied heavily on salted meats, dried grains, and hard biscuits, foods that were often bland, tough to eat, and prone to spoiling during long journeys. But everything changed with the invention of canned food, a true turning point in culinary history. A French chef and innovator named Nicolas Appert made a groundbreaking discovery. He realized that by heating food and sealing it in airtight containers, spoilage could be prevented for extended periods. Appert's method involved placing food in glass jars, sealing them tightly, and then boiling them to kill bacteria, a process that laid the foundation for modern canning. This breakthrough truly revolutionized food preservation, making it possible to store a wide range of food safely for months or even years. Suddenly, perishable items like fruits, vegetables, and even cooked meals could be enjoyed far from their place of origin. For armies on the move, canned food was nothing short of a game changer. Soldiers no longer had to rely solely on hardtack and salted meat. They could now access more nutritious and varied meals, even in the midst of battle. Canned food was portable, durable, and could withstand the rigors of travel and storage. It could last for months or even years without spoiling, making it an ideal solution for military campaigns and long expeditions. Soldiers now had access to a much wider variety of food, including preserved fruits, vegetables, and even pre-cooked meals. This not only improved their nutrition, but also brought a taste of home to distant battlefields. The impact was profound. Better food meant healthier, stronger soldiers, and sharing a hearty meal together boosted morale. The dawn of portable provisions truly changed the course of history, shaping the way armies, and eventually the world, would eat on the go. Throughout history, the meals eaten by soldiers during wartime have reflected both the challenges of the battlefield and the innovations of their era. During the American Civil War, for example, canned food became a revolutionary staple for soldiers on both sides. With fresh food scarce and supply lines often disrupted, soldiers depended on preserved foods to survive. They ate canned beans, which provided much-needed protein and energy, as well as canned meat, which was often salty and tough, but kept them going during long campaigns. Condensed milk was another important item, offering a rare source of sweetness and nutrition in otherwise bland diets. These canned goods were a lifeline, helping soldiers endure harsh conditions and long marches. The ability to preserve food in cans was a relatively new technology at the time, and it changed the way armies fed their troops. Moving forward to World War I, the situation in the trenches was even more challenging. Soldiers relied heavily on hardtack, a dense, long-lasting cracker that could withstand months of storage. Though it was often tough to eat, it was reliable. Alongside hardtack, canned corned beef became a staple protein source, and cigarettes were included in rations to boost morale and provide comfort during stressful times. These simple foods were essential for survival in the muddy, dangerous trenches. By World War II, military rations had evolved further. The introduction of the C ration brought more variety and convenience. Soldiers received canned meat, bread, and even small treats like chewing gum, which helped lift spirits and provided a taste of home. Today, military rations have come a long way from the days of hardtack and canned beans. Modern soldiers are issued meals, ready-to-eat, or MREs, which are carefully designed to meet nutritional needs and withstand extreme conditions. These rations are lightweight, easy to carry, and require minimal preparation. They include a variety of foods, from pasta to stews, and even desserts, ensuring soldiers get balanced meals wherever they are deployed. Some modern rations even include flameless heaters, allowing soldiers to enjoy a hot meal without the need for fire or stoves, which is crucial in the field. Thanks to these innovations, soldiers today can enjoy hot, nutritious meals even in the most remote and challenging environments, a testament to how far wartime meals have come. The invention of canned food and the evolution of military rations have dramatically improved the lives of soldiers. These innovations have helped armies to be healthier, stronger, and more prepared for battle. So next time you enjoy a canned good, just remember its surprising connection to the history of warfare.